Good morning, evening, whatever the heck it is, everybody. It's I, your tired midnight blogger, with blogs in this case somewhere around 6 o'clock. Work has obviously lightened up a little bit. I actually have the energy to take Cassie for a walk. She's hot. I need to get her home soon. I'm only about 2, maybe 3 blocks from home, so I'll get her there soon. I just wanted to talk a little bit about haves and have-nots. That's, I believe, something on this side of heaven that's always going to be. There's always going to be haves and have-nots. Christ said that the poor ye have with ye always. And whether you believe in Christ or not, I do think that's true. We'll always have some poverty. Partly because of the evils of humanity, partly because of the lack of talent of some people, partly just because there's a scarcity of resources. So, until we get the Star Trek infinite energy thing going, the poor you have always with you. Now here's the question. I think it's a dual-edged sword. On one side of the spiral dynamic evolution, you've got society, you've got collectivism. A certain amount of collectivism is actually good. You want people taking care of each other. You want people contributing to the good of the whole. You want those things. But you also have the individualistic side, and you want at least some of that. If the individual can't rise above his station, his place in life, eventually there comes a point where a lot of individuals just quit trying. And then whether you're collectivist or not, everything goes to crap. It's a balance. And I don't know that we'll ever have that appropriate balance, but it's what's necessary. You have to have a society, or if you're an individual, you have to have a business or whatever that rewards individual and collective excellence. Where I'm going with this is, hopefully it's okay that some relatives of mine have recently retired. They're going on Social Security. Yeah, I know, orange man bad, and he cut Social Security, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't evidently cut it so much that the person in question didn't quit working and yet ended up making more money just not to work. This, I'm sorry, is the problem with our society. It's not that I think that we should be rooking people for retiring, don't get me wrong, but I think we need to incentivize work. We've completely disincentivized it. You know, we pay people just barely enough to get by for the privilege of basically destroying themselves for a company or a government institution or their own business. But the way society's set up, your personal business has I want to say a 95% chance of not making it through the first year. Disincentivizing work. Well, no, that's just competition and this and that. I beg to differ. I think if we had a society that was set up adequately, it would, would there be maybe half of businesses closing by the first year? Maybe. But there wouldn't be 90-some%. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if it's a collective thing, if it's a business thing. In the end of the day, all we can do is look at our own lives. And when we're looking at our own lives, there may be a collectivist portion of it. In other words, let's network, let's market, let's help our neighbor, let's be good to our families, things like that. But the individualistic side is really the only part you can personally control. Your wife's mad at you and you can't figure out why. Well, maybe she's in the wrong or not, but that's not the point. The point is you can't control her. You can control what your reaction is. Well, no, she made me so mad I can't control it. Okay, I'll take that excuse. First, second, third time maybe, but at some point, you either need to figure out how to control your reaction or get the heck out. And I'm not smart enough to be able to tell you personally. I'm just saying that your actions, your attitude, that's really all you can do. You can't control what Trump does. You can't control what the Biden administration did, but you can control yourself. Well, that's easy to say. Trust me, I've probably got a lot more of the situations you're going through than you think. Anyway, that's my walk talk, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Let's get inside, Cassie. It's hot.